Let's see. Okay, I'm getting sending data for all. We're streaming to Facebook. Hello, Facebook. I hope you're well. But LinkedIn still doesn't want to play ball with us, which is a little bit annoying. Doesn't quite cover it. Hold on, we are live. I've just seen it right now, Zineb. Oh, thank God. Right then. So listen, thank you for all of you who have joined us right now. My apologies. We had a little bit of a gremlin in the machine, a spanner in the works. Good afternoon, LinkedIn. Nice to see you all. Maria, you can finally see us. Apologies, we don't quite know what happened. It just didn't really work. But we are live now. So listen, lovely to see you all. Today is going to be a cracker, a belter, a Bobby Dazzler of a stream. All 18 of you tuned in. Let's be honest, you're not here to see this lady Scottish loudmouth bugger. Hey, Raki, how are you, my sister? I have got one of my favourite, and I genuinely mean that. I always mean it, obviously. Those who I don't like, I just don't invite on stream. But I do have one of my favourite people on LinkedIn and possibly even in the world coming in here. I've got the amazing Zineb. Most of you know Zineb for her incredible Golden Snippets. This amazing woman teaches you how to take those crappy conversations you think you have in Zoom, and she helps you to turn them into content gold. Lisa Marie, hey, how are you? Raquel, how are you? Zineb, so lovely to see you. I hope you're well. So listen, enough of me just absolutely chatting to myself and nonsense. Zineb is awesome. Yeah, do you know what? Let's get this guy, not off screen, but let's bring in the one, the only, Ms. Zineb Layachi. I said your name wrong. I'm sorry. Zineb! Round of applause for Zineb, everyone. Show some applause in the emojis. If you don't, it's just bloody rude, to be honest. And we're not in that business. Show some applause for Zineb. Zineb, amazing to have you here, my sister.
Hello, so good to got a little bug on my side. So good to be here. I was just cracking up in the green room.
Or the green womb, as I announced it before
Green
LinkedIn
room.
decided
Yeah,
it wouldn't let me connect. Yeah.
quite a few bugs. Hey, thank you for that intro. Wow.
You're welcome. You
Yeah.
are welcome. So, Zainab, what are we going to talk about today? Well, we both know, but let's just for everybody, what are we going to be going through today? What are we going to be busting? And how does it lead into part two of what we're going to be doing, same time, same place next week?
Yeah. I'm really excited about this session because, it's a two-part series. We are, having a conversation which we are going to snip. We're going to have human snips and AI snips, and we're going to showcase the different tools, what we like most about one, and we'll obviously, we'll have all the questions from the audience. So this is really exciting. So today is about that conversation that we're going to use as a base, and we have a few topics. And the first one is the quality versus quantity thing. That there's this discussion,
Yeah.
endless discussion. Uh,
Very quickly, Zainab, because there's a lot of people who know you and love you here. Enrique, what's happening? Raki, oh, the love here is incredible. Just for those who don't know who Zineb is or what a golden snippet is, where the bloody hell have you been if you've not? I'm not quite getting the. I'll figure that out. What is a golden snippet? What do we mean? Because, look, so many people freak out about video. Oh, I don't want to do video. Oh, it takes too long. Too many recordings. Too many false takes. Too much editing. I can't edit. Being dramatic here, but what do we mean by a golden snippet?
Snippet,
Golden
snippet.
snippet. Get that clipped. What is a golden snippet, Z?
I'm looking for a new business name, so who knows? Maybe a golden snippet.
I like it.
I don't know. Yeah, so like you said, video, right? And I think most of us are convinced that video works. Especially solopreneurs, they're convinced. It's just that when you get in front of the camera, you hit record, it's like it's not you. You lose all that charisma, all that influence. You're blabbing. So it's a journey. I'm on it myself. So I'm working on this in parallel. But in the meantime, we're already doing video. We need to take advantage of those conversations we're already having, and grab those snippets. If you listen to one of your recordings, you'll see all that energy that you have, because you're not thinking of being recorded. You're working on client problems, be it being coaching calls, webinars, master classes, a conversation, a networking call, all this, that energy that you bring. And in the meantime, you can learn how to improve, that whole hit record but take advantage of that. So those golden snippets, or those little snippets that you can use that'll serve your purpose. For example, just take that question of, typical questions that you usually get from people, like, well, what do you do? Or how does this service work? You've probably explained it thousands of times on a call. Grab that, use that as a post, build a post around it, start a mini conversation around that. So yeah, we're sitting on gold.
Lovely. So how much of this is down to, because I mean, so many people here are self-services, right? We're solopreneurs, self-services. How many coaching calls should we be using to be getting golden snippets out of? Because ultimately it might be a sales call, but it's likely to be the coaching call where that golden snippet really comes through with your passion, the energy. You're not freaking out, you're not overthinking the camera, you're just letting that energy shine through, right? So yeah, are coaching calls a good place to be getting them from? Is it sales calls? Is it live streams? What do you think?
I think we should go back to the starting point. What are we trying to do as solopreneurs? We are trying to show these prospects, right? Why we are the best, the best choice for them, right? So working backwards from that, what do we need? So it'll depend. It'll depend on the person. For example, in your case, they'll have specific questions because of the work that you do that maybe they won't have with my work. So you learn from your customers what do you need to move a prospect along, right? What questions do they have? Maybe myths. Maybe they don't really understand how a specific service works, or how you're doing it in this specific way. How can that bring results? Or things like that. And then you see what you need to pick out from your conversations. Does that make sense?
It does indeed. I love it, because there is, right? We constantly are dropping these knowledge bombs. Oh, that emoji hasn't worked. We are kind of dropping these knowledge bombs regularly, right? And it is. I think that's one thing that, whether it's LinkedIn, whether it's Golden Snippets, all of our content should be seeking to solve a problem that we know our ideal clients, our niche has. It's how do we solve that, and how do we move them along? And these sorts of moments where I feel where those high energy light bulb moment, mic drop, bombshells suddenly come off. Well, what a great way to actually showcase your passion, because it's, look at the way I'm fucking don't even give a fuck. Sorry, LinkedIn. Fuck LinkedIn. Don't even give a fuck. Look at where I am right now. I'm excited. I'm speaking to you. My ideas are going. What you're saying, I'm naturally interacting with. These conversations bring out the best in ourselves, right? And if we're able to therefore use these golden snippets, or snippets, copyright Darren Gibb 2023, if we're able to use these, damn, we're really being able to help our prospects. We're helping to move them along in that pipeline to go from who the hell's Zineb, what the hell's a golden snippet, to oh shit, okay, yeah, that actually, that makes sense. I don't like doing video. I find it hard, but actually I do video already. And it's that moving them along that pipeline and how they can showcase their skills and talents to their audiences. And I'll tell you what else I love, Z. It goes against the bollocks. Steal my 413 best performing hook templates. It goes away from the template. It goes away from the script. And in my opinion, we are best when we're off script and speaking from that heart with the passion, right?
Yes, I love your energy. I think Raquel mentioned it. I love your energy. And you know what? You know what? There's something I always joke around, right? Because this all comes from people who are convinced video is a great tool. Mm-hmm. But they've tried, as I mentioned before, to hit record. They're not really happy. They're not really ready, right? But these are solopreneurs who have client-facing services, right? So at some point, they're going to have to jump on a call with you.
Yeah.
Right. So first of all, if you show yourself before, they'll already see how you are, right? yet another element to say, the way I speak, or the way, I move my hands, or, maybe my hats or whatever. Like, these are all elements that either make you like me a bit more, or say, not quite, right?
Attract
Like,
and
so those,
repel. Rule number 101 of content, right? Attract and
exactly.
repel.
Exactly. So if they're going to jump on a call with you at some point anyways, that's the thing. You're going to end up doing video. Might as well bring that forward. Because if not, just close down your business, right?
Totally.
What's the point? I mean,
I think it's one of the smartest things I've seen on LinkedIn. And I'm not just saying that because you're here. I do. I think it's smart. I'd never thought about, or at least how to package these golden snippets, or how to find them, or so on and so forth. I'm going to talk a little bit about how AI can perhaps help to shortcut that process a little bit more. But the concepts, everything we've spoken about, are just so true. Listen, our beautiful audience, I am going to bloody well come to you because you're being so kind with your comments. So much love. I absolutely love it. I want to know two things. Number one, how many of you, we've got 19 of you watching at the moment. We've got a few more over on Facebook. How many of you right now are using video content in your content strategy? If you are, let us know. Drop an emoji, any old emoji. If you're not, let us know. Why are you not? What is it that's holding you back? And listen, there's no dirty sales pitch at the end of this. It's not going to be Zineb saying, "Well, sign up for my amazing course. It's only $6,489 a month. Then we get this guy coming out. You never be like me, you fucking mug. You form my inner lion club cult. Not a cult, it's a club." That's all going to happen. No, this is genuinely, we're giving that value. We're showing you what we're about because we believe in that. This is what we believe in. So let us know, how many of you are using video in your content right now? If you're not, tell us, because this is massive to know. What is it about video that you're not using it for? Is it the fear of getting on camera? Is it the editing process? Is it not knowing what to do? Is it the fear of the script? What exactly is it? So do let us know. Yeah, asking emojis wasn't a great answer because this is the response that we get when I bring it up, so my apologies. But listen, hello Laura, I'm just seeing so here. Raki says, yep, video is essential. Marwan, what's happening, my brother? So nice to see you, my friend. That was a fire emoji. Raquel, love the energy. Thank you so much. Here's Laurie. Hey, Laurie. Hope you're doing well, my friend. I never thought about taking snippets from my coaching calls. Great idea. Well, Laurie, stick around till the end. There's no sell at the end. Stick around to the end and join us next week, and we're going to start showing you how to be doing that. We've got Zineb just going away. Juan is saying, no, I'm just not. Okay, fair enough. We've got a LinkedIn user giving a money emoji. I love it. We've got Sonal saying, I'm about to go because I got my girl Zineb on it. About to because I got my girl Zineb on it. There we go. So Sonal's already seen the power of it. Brian, good evening to you. Good afternoon, my friend. Embrace and be comfortable with the awkwardness. I think we are, right? I think Zineb, myself, we don't really care if we look like a bit of a fool or a bit different. I think the way that we show up probably are a bit different than normal people, whatever the hell a normal person's like. We do show up as ourselves. So I think that, yeah, we are comfortable with that awkwardness. But as Brian says, if we're able to be using coaching calls as video content, that awkwardness goes away. It might feel awkward to post it, right? But that awkwardness kind of goes away from it. I love it. Sylvie Simon. Hey, Simon, how are you? Long time no see. Hope you're well, my friend. Thank you so much. Sylvie is saying, I'm not because I feel so unnatural and stuck with the script. Z, we're going a little bit off here, but you're a fucking legend rock star. What do you have to say to Sylvie here?
Darren, you cracked me up.
Thank you, I think.
Yeah, unnatural and stuck with the script. And thank you, Sylvie, for that. This is very common, and that's exactly how I feel too when I hit record. So maybe I'm a bit further along in that journey. Yes, video used to freak me out. Not so much today, and that is why I talk so much about this stuff, because when you start using conversations that you're already having, right? And it's not so easy at the beginning, but it's much easier than hitting record, etc. In my opinion, and in the work I've done with clients. But you start to use those, you start to get used to seeing yourself on video, right? So
That's
that's
a big
check.
part of it, Z, isn't it? Actually accepting ourselves on video. Yeah.
And then you start saying, well, heck, why not? Let me hit record and try one. And then, a couple of weeks or a week later, you're like, let me hit record again and, ask a few people what they think and then post one and, poke fun at yourself even sometimes if it's, if it was really hard for you, say it. And it's a journey. But it's normal. I mean, and some people see, some people are not comfortable, are more comfortable with scripts. Some people are comfortable, like Nasheen. Darren, we both follow Nasheen.
Yeah.
She has some
Brilliant.
fantastic advice, and great for just improving your speaking skills in general, right? She talks about bullet points also, which could be easier. So it very much depends on where you're at.
It does, mate. I remember my first kind of forays into video, and I had this. You can't see it, obviously, but it's a green screen just behind here. And I think I had the nerdy nature to just want to play with it and see what I could do in chroma key and all that. So I think for me, the fear of video I kind of got over because I knew that I needed video to be able to do it, if that makes sense, right? But even still, I look back to my early videos and it's painful to it's the most vulnerable thing you can do. With a text post, you can hide behind the text, right? Even with a selfie, you can kind of hide behind the selfie. But video shows those perfect imperfections. And for me, that's what really draws me to somebody, is those perfect imperfections. I don't tend to cut out all filler words if I'm editing a video because, well, that is who I am. There's a reason TikTok overtook YouTube for the most watched hours per month, especially during the pandemic. Why? Because people crave that authenticity. I think from what you do as well, Z, I think in 2023, we're ever so slightly, I think we're suspicious by the overly slick, heavily video edited, perfect looking things. I think there's a little bit of a hesitation to trust that. Just like for me there is with scripts. I always feel if I can see they're reading a script, how do I know that's them? So I embrace those perfect imperfections, as I like to call them. And it sounds to me like you're saying that video can start, doing golden snippets can then move you on to actually beginning to record video, starting with a script, take it down to bullets. I am at the stage now, I literally will have an idea for a video, write a title, a hook, 3 bullets, boom, I'm recording, and I'm now just one take. I used to take hours cutting it up. Fuck that, honestly. It's fine. Unless it's a massive mess up, it's okay to have those stutters and those snumbles. It's not a problem. And Laurie, really interesting here. Laurie's not so perfect video actually brought her first client. So a little bit of what we're saying here. Everybody give a round of applause for Laurie. That's absolutely amazing. And listen, all of you who don't do video, here's an example right here of just going for it and embracing it. Sylvie comes back and she said, yes, she's stuck with a script. It's the hardest part of it. Laura is using it in podcasting and live. I mean, Laura and I have been friends for quite a number of years now, actually, Z. The progress is just incredible. So proud. Well done. Daniela. Hey, Daniela. I remember you from up in Barcelona, my friend. Buenos dias. I hope you're well. Z, did you meet Daniela? You must have as well.
Yes. Yes.
Is that a lie? Are you pretending you remember when you don't? Oh, you do? Oh,
no, I did because she did comment and I checked. Yeah, hi Daniela, and I did check your profile because I was like, did we?
That's it. So she was up in Barcelona. Lovely to have you here, Daniela. Simon is saying, yeah, nerding out is a great way forward. And this is what I think we're doing. It is this nerding out, this sharing, this exchange of knowledge. Catherine, hey, Catherine. I morph into having the personality of a stick on a video that I purposely record, but I hate editing so much that I just do one take and whack on some subtitles. Amazing, Catherine. What did this idea of golden snippets, how does this resonate with you, Catherine? Is this something that you could begin thinking about, finding those golden snippets in those calls and creating video? Really interested to hear from you on this one. B-Rocks, my brother, outlines and loose scripts help me because my focus can be scattered. Yet me as well. I tend to go a little bit, well, just look at this friggin' live stream. I go all over the place at tangents. Yeah, the bullets definitely help me as well. And yes, Daniela remembers us well so much. Awesome. Be bringing in questions. So there's a few of you saying that you do video, a few saying you don't. I love those reasons. But guys, this is for you. Zineb and I met for an hour on Zoom the other day ago and talked the heads off one another. This is for you. So be asking questions. What video questions do you have? Or more specifically, what video questions around this whole new concept for some of you of golden snippets? What do they look like? What do they look like? How do you use them? Carolyn, hello, my sister. I hope you're so well. My fear is people won't take me seriously when they see me in a video. Carolyn, if you can, if you feel comfortable sharing this, my friend, I'd love to know a little bit more about this feeling and why you feel this. If not, no problem at all. I fully respect that, but I really appreciate what you've said. If you could give us a little bit more information, I'd really appreciate that. Z, I know you had your finger up about 5 minutes ago to shut me up, and I managed to ignore that. I'm sorry. Or do you want to come into this one?
No, it's all tied. It's this beautiful feeling of when some people it's just super easy to hit record and it's they're natural performers and it's fantastic, right? But for the rest of us, when someone shows you a snippet or you see a snippet of yourself from a conversation where you're not thinking about being recorded and you're like, holy crap, who's that smart person right there? And they're actually pretty smart. You see, because that's you. And that is the real you. So to tie it to Carolyn's comment, and thank you, Carolyn, that is the real you. When you're on, I don't know what it is that you do, Carolyn. But
Carolyn does personal branding. She's personal branding.
Okay, so you've got conversations. Obviously, you're in consultations and conversations, and you're pretty freaking good at what you do, I can imagine, right? So that's you on calls, right? You're doing your thing. When we use that and we get used to seeing ourselves, it also helps build our courage, right?
Yeah.
So yeah, that was my finger up.
That's massive what you've just said, though. What you've just said. Any of you, my brothers and sisters, who are scared of doing video, give a thought about these goals. Actually, do you know what? Here's what I would do if I were you. Record every fucking Zoom call you have, or meets, or whatever it is. Get every one of them recorded and set aside just an hour. If it's an hour call, make that time for you. And you're going to sit through it. You're going to get over yourself. You're going to stop believing that you're shit, you're not good enough, there's better people out there, blah, 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 blah. And you're going to listen to what you're saying. Because Zineb, you're right. With those fucking AI generated comments, sometimes I get it obviously repeated back to me in my own, and I'm like, that is a bloody good post you wrote, Darren, because that summary is excellent, right? So it sounds similar when you're watching these. I love this, Z. Massive. Massive. Massive.
Yeah.
Okay, wow, yes, tell me.
No, I was just gonna say, you see what we're doing. This restream. This is restream, right? We're on restream, yeah. and it does record the audio and the video separately, correct? Right. It makes it a lot easier, right? To extract yourself. Yeah. On a Zoom call, for example, what I just did, which was laugh while you were talking, that obviously that's the reality of most calls. So if your client or the other person in front of you is letting you talk and is not, all the time, you get closer to getting a snippet, right? If not, nice. It's just going to be an editing nightmare.
Could you theoretically, Z, could you just mute them when you're not speaking? Could you explain to them that, this is for the purpose of us. I'm going to mute you. Put up a little hand if you want. I'm muted. I mean, it sounds ever so slightly dictatorial. I'm certainly not supporting any of that nonsense. But I mean, shut up. Don't laugh. I'm trying to do some work here. Why not? I don't know. We'll let it go. Listen, we've got a response from Carolyn. Carolyn, I love this, my friend. To be totally honest, because I'm overweight and that's taboo, it's being lazy in society. Wow, Carolyn. Thank you for sharing that. It's... okay, taboo, it can be interpreted. You know what I say? Fuck them. Honestly, fuck them. They don't matter. People are coming to you for your genius. They're not caring what you look like on a video. They're not looking and paying attention to how you look or whatever it is, or however those external things that you impose upon yourself. Remember, the way that we view ourselves is usually bullshit. I was watching that. I never thought I would. I watched that Arnold Schwarzenegger documentary on Netflix just because it popped up and I saw somebody on LinkedIn say, great business lessons to be learned. Okay, I'll give it 10 minutes. What amazed me was him, big Arnie, every day going to the gym, full of confidence but himself. I'm ugly, I'm not big enough, I'm not strong enough. Arnold Schwarzenegger saying this. So we have these distorted, fucked up perceptions of ourselves. And I think that what you're saying is massive here. We do have to get over these, and that's a hell of a lot easier said than done. That isn't waking up and going, boom, I can do it. Me saying it's anything other is the equivalent of what I rail against all these fake influencers saying, well, just post, be consistent. What a load of nonsense. That means nothing. These are empty words. It does take time to work on it. But I would honestly say, my sister, people don't care about these sorts of things. They're not coming to you for the way that you look or you show up on camera or even when they're watching your social media. They're coming to you, Carolyn, because you're a fucking genius. And I've spoken to you and I know your business brain, and it is unlike the majority that I see on LinkedIn. To be honest, you are a true consultant. And I honestly believe, and I'm going to say this to you right now, Carolyn. Sorry, Z, I've kind of gone a little bit into teacher mode here. But Carolyn, if you don't get on video, there's some people who find reading LinkedIn posts just difficult. That's not the way they engage. Seeing you on video, but as Z says, builds trust. People get to know what it would feel like to be with you in your presence, to work with you. People are watching that because you're absolutely fucking amazing and because you've got tips, you view the world, you have solutions to the problems they have, and that's what's coming for you. So I'm going to go as far to say, if you don't do video, my friend, I wonder if you're perhaps letting down people who need to hear your voice, your words, let alone for them to be clients of yours, but need to see and hear you. You're kind of letting them down a little bit by not being on. So it's a massive mindset shift. There's all sorts of extra cultural, taboo, societal, all sorts of things in here. But Carolyn, I've spoken to you. You're not some Mickey Mouse person who did a design course for 2 weeks on Canva and now call yourself a personal branding consultant. You're not. You're highly educated. I loved speaking to you. I learned a shitload off of you speaking. So please remember that. There are people who need you. Don't let them down by not showing up. Sorry, I'm kind of sweating with passion and love and everything. For me, it's the teacher in me, Z. It's a kid who says, I can't. And I just want to grab them, give them a hug and say, you fucking can. And give them a kick up the ass and we get it happening, right? That's what amazing. It is. So sorry, I've gone completely off. Sorry.
No, it's all good. To that point, Carolyn, the one thing I would, maybe ask you to keep in mind is, if you're going back to that idea of you're already having calls, they're seeing you. Unless you're running your business with camera off, no one sees you and you can still do the personal branding bit, then that would be a different conversation. But they're already seeing you. You're freaking good at what you do. You've got clients. You've taken them from through that whole transformation. That's it. You're already doing video. That's it. Yeah, that's right. The only thing I would add. But Carolyn, thank you for sharing that. And I know that it's a process.
Yeah, I'm feeling a bit emotional here, I must be honest. Carolyn, yeah, thank you to share and to be so honest. And another thing as well, people connect with that. Look at how I've kind of connected with that on a really emotional level. I know Zineb has as well. And this is when we should only ever share our scars, not our scabs. As a good friend of ours on here, Simon Raynaud, would once said, and it stuck with me forever. And it's so true, but that little bit of vulnerability doesn't hold you back from being an amazing individual and an even bloody better personal branding consultant. So look, everybody in here, all 25 of you, get connecting with our good friend Carolyn here, because she is amazing. And to Z's point, you're already doing video. Let me very quickly go through. Listen, thank you so much for all of this. I love you all so much. We've got Catherine, still want to know personality of a stick, still want to know more about that. And then Laurie, hey Laurie, seeing the real me in my coaching calls helped me to dispel imposter syndrome. Guys, get on this. Be watching yourselves back. Sales calls. If you fail a sales call, record them all. Watch yourself back. Where did you make that mistake? Figure it. Love it. Daniela, hey Daniela, all my sessions are recorded and Clara's clients are okay with that. How do you go on sharing the golden snippets? Do you previously ask your clients' consent? Brilliant question, Z.
Yeah, that's something I get every once in a while. I do this specific post, so I remind people of this. So you have, let's say you record in, we're talking about, let's take Zoom, for example, you record in gallery view, just for the sake of this example. You do not need their consent to use the snippet, because you're not taking you're only extracting what you say. So as long as they're okay with the content being recorded, because maybe, let's say, a coaching call, you're sending them a copy so that they can have a copy of the coaching call, right? So that's content, but you're extracting yourself from the conversation. Does that make sense? Like I have two quick demos, well, actually 3, on how to actually do this with the script, CapCut, and DaVinci Resolve, right? How you can quickly do that. If I'll drop the link later, but it's not about asking consent for them. Like we don't, for purposes of this example, we don't care about them. It's what they said, what it made us say, and is that useful to our prospects or to our audience, etc.
Perfect, Z. That's it. And I think that's a misconception that I think even I had there for a second. Yeah, you're not recording them. And again, I think we obviously do care about our clients and so on. But to your point, Z, it is, they're unlikely to remember that 30-second of gold word for word. They're likely to watch it and go, oh, that's brilliant, Zineb. That is excellent. Yeah, that was on our call, actually. Oh, shit. Oh, yeah, so it was. So, yeah, totally. Great
like yesterday.
question. Like a
few days ago, right? When you and I had that conversation, that I took a little snippet from that.
Yeah, and I said, I think I recognize this, but I wasn't sure, by the way, Z. I thought, I don't know if this is me. Shit. Sounds really familiar, but yeah, exactly. Love it, mate.
Darren, so yeah, that's another example of some conversations you can't record, right? So there's always the option of, I have headphones, right? So I have headphones, so I can have, my phone, for example, set somewhere where it's not recording the audio of the other person, right? It's just recording my audio. So that's a way that you can also repurpose, as long as you're not recording them without their consent. There's a difference there. Yeah.
Really smart. And in that video you dropped of our conversation, it was obviously your phone that was recording it, and you had kind of that ever so slight angle with the microphone, brings that different dimension to it, right? It's kind of, it doesn't feel like that Zoom call. It kind of feels like it's a podcast you've been on or something like that. So yeah, amazing. You need to get a neon sign saying podcast in action behind you for those moments, Steve. All right, so Sylvie's saying imposters. Yeah, the imposter syndrome. It's so true. Laurie's got a question here. Do I need the permission of a potential client to record a strategy session on Zoom? So yeah, to Z's point, you're not recording the client, you're recording yourself. But yes, automatically, if you record on Zoom, they have to accept it before they are able to record. So yes, absolutely. But I've never had any problem recording anybody, and it's fine. But always ask that. Yes, that consent. Z?
Darren, do you record all your discovery calls?
Yeah, no, I don't actually. No.
Me neither. You see? Huh.
Why not?
Just because, well, to be completely honest, I think it's, especially with those with whom I most of my clients have been following me for some time. Okay, so there's a different type of relationship, but those who just jumped on my calendar by you've never heard of them before. It's
Hmm.
like that whole "hello, nice to meet you" recorded.
Yeah.
I don't know. So many people do record, and I should get over myself, but it just feels. And that's when I started using the phone,
Okay.
because I'm answering so many questions
Yeah.
that I want to put on my LinkedIn profile or on my website and stop answering those questions. So yeah, interesting. Hmm.
That's interesting. For me, the way that I use LinkedIn, the way that I use my DM strategy, I'm actually qualifying people and building that relationship. I have a Calendly, but I don't share it. If you want to get on a call with me, I've almost got to allow you to get on a call with me, right? Our time is precious. So for that reason, because I don't have that Calendly, I know exactly who I'm getting onto a call with. So that relationship has been built that bit. So no, I don't think I would have a problem saying to a prospect on a discovery call, a sales call, whatever you want to call it, saying, listen, would you mind if I recorded this? It is something I tell my clients to do, because especially for clients who find sales difficult, I like to get one-on-one in a session with them, get them to share their screen. I take control and we just go through that call and we pause and we have those conversations. But to your point, Z, yeah, in discovery calls or those first calls, yeah, we're constantly answering questions, right? We're constantly showing that zone of genius. So yeah, it's something I think I should begin doing. I'm going to start doing golden snippets. There's no doubt about it. No doubt about it at all in my mind. Awesome. All right. I think we've answered that question. Beautiful, Sylvie. I love you, Sylvie. Let your colours shine through. Absolutely. I'm going through a wee bit late here. We're just going to catch up here, Z. Hello, Darren Gibb. Who knew you had such a cool accent? Laughing her ass off. Gail Robertson with the fiery ginger hair in the name. I'm telling you, there's a Scot in there somewhere. Are you Scottish, Gail? Or there must be some Scottish ancestry. Thank you so much for your kind words, my friend. I really do appreciate it. Daniela, yeah, everything starts with you. Go and show up. Couldn't agree more. John, hey, brother. So nice to see you, my friend. Thank you for joining us this evening. Preach that, brother Darren. Appreciate it. Yeah, I think it's just back to Carolyn. You have a gift. Those are better shared. Asmara, no fluff there, straight to the point. Hope you're well as well, my sister. Thank you for joining us today. Laura says, great documentary. Also, double F-bomb to Imperfect Worries. I am a crippled queen. Be you and take space. Yeah, I just love you, Laura. You are a different level. And yes, double, triple fuck bombs. No worries about it. Absolutely. Sunal says here, I love we can swear in lives. Not everyone does, Sunal, but honestly, if you want to work with me, I smoke and I say fuck every third word, just to warn you. So listen, if that's going to stop you from wanting to work and increase your clients, it's not going to be a good fit. You know, I gave up trying to be that perfect vanilla version of myself, because I am far from. Juana, so nice to see you, my sister. Love that, Darren. We do need to work on achieving positive mindset. Carolyn, more than welcome. I think that's for everyone. No, you're more than welcome. And everyone, thank you so much for all your messages here. Zineb, thank you for your words. This is what I love about these lives. I really do. Z's been going at it. It does make sense. Daniela's got this. Eat! Irate, hello. I'm so sorry if you've left before I've said hello. Thank you for dropping by, my friend. So good to have you here. Thank you. Amber's late, but I'm here. See me after class, young lady. There's bloody detention on a Friday afternoon for you. Raki says great tips in but she's just non-stop, this woman. Great tips. She is something else. Hey, Fimia, how are you, my friend? So nice to see you. I know she's a good friend of us both. Lovely to have you here. Thank you so much for joining us today. Rebecca! Hello, Rebecca. Great to see you too, my sister. I hope you're well, my friend. I really do. Lisa just loves the accent. Stop it. Please, come on.
I do too. I love
mean,
it.
not more than just an accent, though, Zineb. I don't care. If it's just an accent, I'll take that every day. Fluff Slayer in the live. Frank is glad he hopped on this live. Z, it's probably for you. It's probably for Zineb more than this loudmouth F-bombing Scottish guy, but
I don't know.
he jumped on. Brilliant. Keeping it real. And yes, as Raki says, I think this is your rule as well, Z. It's certainly what I live and die by on LinkedIn. Attract and repel. We're never repelling by being sexist, racist, homophobic, controversial for the sake of being controversial. If you are any of those, don't worry, motherfuckers. You've just repelled me, so you've done a good job of it. We attract and repel. People who like this, who like that, those are the ones we attract. Those that perhaps like to have their... Maybe I'm building stereotypes. Some of my best clients have this, but so those who perhaps like their ties done up to 12 and their suits and, you know, they're very conservative. Maybe our jam doesn't work with you. No offense, my friends. I've got no problem with that because you know what? You're going to get better work with somebody else more like you. Our friend Richard Moore, and I agree with him here, this adage, a sales adage of people buy people's absolute bullshit. People buy people like them, and that's the key thing here. So attract and repel. My energy's cracking her up. Geez, I'm actually working up a sweat. We've got Rebecca, part of the attract and repel crew as well. Awesome. I love it. So listen, Z, you and I need to take a break here.
I feel like I need a glass of water. I need a glass of water.
All right, this is your friendly afternoon reminder, everyone. Please, all of you, I'm watching all 25 of you. You should all have a glass of water. Bollocks. Pretend there's water. It's our hydration reminder break, guys. All of us now after 3, we're going to take a nice drink. You as well, Zineb. We're going to take a nice drink of H2O. We need it. 1, 2, 3. Pretending. Okay. Right. Lovely stuff, Z. God, I'm actually jealous of a bottle of water. I never thought I would say that. Okay. And as Femia says as well, naturally repel them, organic and genuine all the way. 110%. Love our imperfections. So Z, quality versus quantity. We're about to talk about 50 minutes ago now. Quality versus quantity. Tell us.
Well, you had a lot to say on the topic too, but 40 minutes later. No, to be fair, when you announced the live yesterday, we did talk, a lot about what you said was on the what you said we were going to talk about. So that's great. But quality versus quantity, there's a lot of talk. You got to focus on quality. You got to focus on quality. And the thing is that until you, especially when you're starting out, until you understand yourself what quality, now I'm confusing them, what quality actually is, until you understand what quality actually is, you need quantity. You need to keep, putting yourself out there, whether it's doing videos or doing, I don't know, if you want to improve your carousels, it's one after another, and you see the feedback and you see the reaction, and you keep doing, right? That's when you understand what quality actually is in the first place. So there's, as with a lot of advice, I think we forget to ask about the context, right? The context. And then there's the quantity that you'll still need to be doing after that, right? Because you want to stay top of mind also, right? So, and it all depends. It depends, right? It depends. Like if I do one really good post every 3 months, how is that going to serve? Like I'm really going to the extreme. I'm exaggerating, but it's, yeah. So you really have.
At the same time, though, sorry to interrupt me, my sister, but at the same time, there's a lot of shite out there on LinkedIn. Let's just call this really, I am sweating. It's also 33 degrees. That's like 200 degrees Fahrenheit, probably, for our transatlantic cousins. It's bloody roasting outside, so give me a break here. Yes, but there's a lot, I see a lot of quantity pushed out, but it's conveyor belt. It's not even conveyor belt quality, because at least you get the same kind of quality every time. It's like a kid's cake bake sale or something like that, right? It's kind of like some are good, some aren't, and that's okay. But when it's consistently poor quality put out at the sake of quality for quantity, that's where I see a real problem. It's difficult, isn't it? That's where I see a real problem happening. And I think as well, to kind of take that further from a LinkedIn perspective, is that's what I know, live and breathe and know best. People are pumping out more quantity through ChatGPT, through those ridiculous templates, steal my template. Yeah, it works because you've got 60,000 followers, my friend. If you've got 1,000 followers, it's not going to quite equate the same. So there's a real question for it. And yeah, for me, it's always got to be quality. Is every one of my posts as good as the next? No, take a look at my engagement. Clearly it's not. Do I know what's going to perform well? Yeah. Sometimes do I need to get more just for the sake of getting it out? Yeah, what I've done is I do batching. I sit and I aim to write 2 or 3 bits of content a day and just have a library so it's ready to go. So, from a LinkedIn perspective, that helps me massively. But yeah, from your perspective, it is that fine balance. And at the beginning, you do need that quality. You've got to test the market, test your audience, see what they like, see what resonates, see what doesn't. What works, you do more of and in different ways. What doesn't, you always, and again, it's another thing as well, right? A failure is never a failure unless we fail to learn from it. Something I hammer into my clients, as I did my students when I was a high school teacher from day one. It's important, but it's about understanding what it looks like, and when it doesn't work, when it does fail, trying to analyze, why didn't that work? Was this part of my content pillars? Was this something which seemed unconnected? What is the reason here? And I imagine, Z, it's a little bit like that when you're finding those golden snippets, if you're looking to push them out as much as possible at quantity. How do you decipher quality from quantity? Or is it purely experience and a trained eye like yours that is able to spot it quickly?
It depends on the person. So, for example, if I'm mining someone's, well, either way, I understand what the person what that person's audience needs to hear, and that takes me to, I look at that piece of content and I can literally imagine the post. Like, I can imagine the post, and I don't, and I'm sure that the person is going to write it their own way. I don't write their posts for them, but I imagine what that would look like. I imagine what their audience, how their audience would react. So I'm thinking, how can this get them to start a conversation that will serve them, right, in this direction? Whether it's talking about, giving an example of one of the limited beliefs that their prospects have, right? Whether it's a specific benefit that they want to highlight, whether it's one of the typical questions that they get asked again and again, or whether it's in our process, like if we look at the work that we do, we all have a specific point where it gets really, really hard. Like the client is like, I don't think I can do this, and then all of a sudden they see the light, and then there's a downside, like our creative journey type of a thing. Those are important to announce those beforehand, so that a prospect knows what to expect. So all these little things, what does your audience need to hear, right?
Yeah.
That's what I look at, and how can they build a post around that?
Literally sweat. Sorry, LinkedIn.
That's amazing.
Bloody hell. I mean, that's like a
Yeah.
workout. This is like, oh, Jesus, I'm going to have to get my top off next. Then it becomes LinkedIn After Dark, and you don't want to be on this one for that, Z, I tell you right now. Bloody hell. Sorry, that's the little ADHD in me going a little bit crazy. Apologies. So yeah, it is. And again, I think it's that, without this being any, as we said, there's no pitches here, but it is at those moments, I guess, if you don't know what that quality looks like for your audience. Look, Z and I, we know, we can tell what content's going to work. If one of your clients or one of my clients gives me a post, I can pretty much predict how well it's going to perform, how to improve it. That's just through having written thousands of LinkedIn posts over the years. That's just through constantly writing. And I imagine it's much like that for yourself as well, Z. It's that trained eye. But yeah, we do sometimes need that expert eye to help us out. So it could be whether following myself or Zineb. By the way, if you're not following Zineb, I don't know what's wrong with you. Make sure you're following this amazing woman, please. Don't be mental. Just follow, please. But yeah, we can follow through our content or working with. But yeah, it's difficult to find out what really resonates. But if you're at that beginning, Z, I think you're totally right. It's about that quantity and then finding the quality within the quantity and then looking to reproduce that to test it out, right?
Yeah. And no one can tell you, this piece of content is going to, get you 5 leads.
Yeah.
Like at the beginning, you don't know that. You don't know that. So, when, for example, those in the audience, I'm really far away from that. I have no idea, right? So I can't tell you, do this video, it's gonna get you 2 leads. I can't, right? So
Totally.
there's no 100%. You got to also be willing to try things.
Yeah, and to
Um,
be that
yeah.
bit different. And this is the big problem I've got here. And I keep on repeating it. And I mean, look, if you don't know, by the way, all your content should have a common enemy. A common enemy that we're able to anthropomorphize. I'm almost there, Z. Give me some leeway there. It makes it easier because it's that common enemy that they stand about. And that's me big time. You know, I'm massively into AI. AI can do all the work for us, but Jesus, it's killing personal brands. Whether it be AI comments or AI created or ChatGPT created content, it's bland, it's boring, it's vanilla. And it's really about allowing AI to be our helper, our assistant, rather than our boss. Very quickly, by the way, can I get some emotion, some reactions here? Some love hearts, maybe a light bulb, maybe a smiling face. Not a laughing face, that would hurt my feelings, but are we rating? I mean, is this the sexiest, steamiest LinkedIn live there's been with all this sweat? Yeah, give some reactions if you think, yes, Darren, there's not enough sweat on LinkedIn lives. Let us know in the comments or in the reactions here. Very quickly, let me go through some of our some amazing people. So Amber says, hey, good reminder on the water. You're more than welcome. Raki's face is laughing from hurting from smiling and laughing so hard. Fun Friday for me. Brought to me by Darren Gibbons, Zineb Layachi. I love it. Oh, we've got Rebecca with a glass of rosé. Oh, Rebecca. Happy Friday to you. Absolutely. Amber's also enjoying it. Glad to hear that. We've got Frank having a whiskey. On yourself, Frank. Good on you. Have one on me as well, my friend. Just don't drive afterwards, please. Brian says it's near 10 a.m. Coffee takes priority, then water. That'll do. Sylvie's chilling out with a beer. What kind of beer is it, Sylvie? I'm intrigued to know. Very nice. We've got the chat going on here. Catherine says, yeah, context is key, whatever advice you give. Yeah, it's all about that context. B-Rocks, this poor guy, Brian Rocks, I don't even know if I'm saying his name right, Z. This amazing human being always shows up for a live for me, and I love him to pieces. But I've kind of given him a nickname, B-Rocks. It's kind of like those 90 kind of movies. Hey, B-Rocks! But I don't know if he hates it or not. I apologize if you do, B-Rocks. Brian,
Yeah.
it's B-Rocks to me, don't you worry.
You're
We've
right.
got Lisa loving it. Lisa saying, never be boring. Damn right. We've got you saying steamy. It is a bit steamy. We've got Fumia saying, oh yeah, it's brilliant. We've got Sylvia laughing. We've got Catherine, I can't show you, but laughing and then vomiting. And then we've got Sylvie, a Belgian beer, of course. Well, of course. Listen, Z, we've got about 5 minutes left, give or take. I'm good to go over a little bit. We've had consistent viewers. All of you watching, thank you so much. You are honestly fucking brilliant. We love you. Thank you for your time. This is not what it is without you guys here. So listen, what I'm going to do, let me see if I've got it pre-done here. Yes, I do. We'll go for another 10 minutes. What questions and last orders, please? What do we have here? Zineb is giving away, I don't know how many bombs have been dropped here. Metaphorically, not literally. That'd be horrific, obviously. But Z's given us a lot of amazing stuff in here. So what questions do you have about video content, about Golden Snippets or Golden Snippets? Registered trademark, copyright, Darren Gibb 2023. What questions do you have? You're coming from the dark ages, Frank. So this is helpful. My brother, welcome to the light. There's darkness in here, but we try and shine some light when we can. Frank, thank you so much. Make sure to connect and follow with Zineb or with me if you're not. Or if neither, connect. Let us see. We try to shed light on this madness that is the dark. I've taken that too far, Zineb. I know I have. So what final questions do we have? So Zineb, as people are getting their questions in, come on, get the questions in, my friends. What are we going to be doing? So next week, you poor bastards, we're going live again. Same time, same place. This time next week, we're going live. Z, what are we doing? What's going to happen? And people, get your questions in about video, about Golden Snippets. Sorry, Z. Let me know in the comments here. Z, what are we going to be doing next week, my sister?
I'm telling you, it's probably going to be my next business name. So,
I thought you were about to say my last LinkedIn stream ever. I thought,
no, we still got one more to do.
Thank God for that.
No, so next week, this is a two-part series. Today, we're having this conversation with you, and we're going to take this recording, and we are going to snip it. We're going to human snip it, I'll be snipping. Darren, I think you'll be snipping also a couple of snippets. We're going to be using 3 different AI snipping tools also, and which we'll be talking about in the live, but also we'll be comparing the snippets. We're going to be talking about, how do they start? How are they optimized for social? I in one of the tools I've been testing, it started off with a silence. I'm like, right? For example, when it comes to human snipping, we've got snippets that start with. So I was thinking, right? If you start a video that way, that's not a way to start a video.
Exactly.
You go straight to the point. Cut that. Go straight to the point, right? What's the point of the video? Get me in, right? Get me in the first few seconds.
That's what I'm really excited about, Z. How good does it? So I'm going to be using video.ai. Those of you who have followed me in the space of AI, who have been on live streams, who have bought my digital products, who work with me, you know I'm a big fan of video.ai. I think I'm more of a fan than an actual user, though, Z. I've not really posted much of stuff from it as well. And I think you might be right here. The AI seems to pick up the sexy moments, so to speak, those boom moments. But I think are we wasting time through these kind of those unnecessary seconds, not getting to the point? So I'm really looking forward to seeing how this turns out when we run it through, picking those clips. I've the feeling that AI is going to be great, but it's still not there yet. Now, with video.ai, you do get the snippet, but you also are able to track back or forward. So you're able to edit it within, as I think you are with a few of yours as well. So there's still going to be, you're not?
Not yet, but it's coming. It's coming soon.
So video.ai, it gives you a spit. So I did last went live with Robbie Kane. They did a 2-hour live stream. I think this was mental. Jeez, I was all over the place by the end of it. Anyway, I put it into video.ai and I got about 140 bits of clipped content back from that. Upload, leave. It was pretty good. Some of them not so good, others of them good. So I'm going to be really intrigued to see. My feeling is the human snippet machine is going to outperform the AI. But it's going to be interesting to see how. But again, even from this, Z, anybody can record a Zoom call and clip it for a snippet, so to speak, right? But as you said there's so many other variables that I don't think AI is quite there yet with, which certainly is where you come in and what you do in that training. So I'm really excited to see the outcomes here, my friend.
Yeah, same. I'm really excited, and there's I think as I mentioned in a post I did, I believe it was at the beginning of this week or last week, when I spoke about these 3 tools that we're going to use, is the quality of the content that you upload, right? So garbage in, garbage out, we go back to the same thing, right? So there's a
shite in, shite out if you're me, obviously. Yes.
Thank you for translating that for the rest of the audience.
For any Scottish people sitting in here, yeah.
And then there's the other thing, what it doesn't do is what is that?
That's that sweat gone mental. Like it's
that was a tiny dot just a minute ago. Yeah. Okay.
Sweating for my money on a free live stream here. That's what we're doing, Z. Sorry, Z. I apologize.
No, it's all good. So one other thing that it doesn't do is craft stories, right? If you take a conversation, sometimes you'll start talking about a certain topic, and then 22 minutes later, another topic will make you give an example on that very topic at the beginning. And that example is really good. It could make a great end to that snippet. So this crafting of the story, it doesn't do yet for now, right? You say just yet, I say for now.
Yeah, I do say yeah. That feels for me algorithmically far away. As amazing as it is right now, you're right. It's that it will yet or not yet is the key word here. But yeah, that's something that at the moment certainly we're not able to do. There's no doubt about it. So I love that, and actually using two snippets to make one basically to back up that or to give an example. That's genius. That's genius. See, that's genius. I love it.
Yeah. And yeah, and
Amazing.
ultimately, what we don't want people to do is just to focus on the tools, right?
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Because what are we trying to do in the first place, right? The tools are great, but what are we trying to do in the first place? Yeah, that's
Agreed.
sweat. I'm just laughing.
You're a sweat. I mean, sweatiest Scottish bastard on LinkedIn. Get that copyrighted and trademarked.
I'm
Bloody
sweating
hell.
here too. You
Are
can't see
you?
it. Look, look,
Oh,
look, look.
Jesus
Yeah.
Christ. Well, listen, we're certainly the sexiest live stream of the week on LinkedIn. I don't give a damn who else is tuning in. This doesn't get beaten. The sexiness is palpable. That's all I've got to say, Z. Yeah. On that bombshell. Oh my God, there's more beginning to. Oh, Jesus Christ. It's
Wow.
Oh my God. The problem is I've got my studio lights on. I've got the blind closed. The blind string snaps, so it's either open or closed now. That's a whole different story. It's 33 degrees outside. And yet we are here live on LinkedIn for you, and you. Thank you so much for joining us. Listen, Z, I'm aware of the time. We've actually gone up. We went down to 16. We're up to 19, 20, 22 viewers. So listen, I think... Well, anything else that you want to talk about, my friend, or do we think that we're there for now? What do you think, my sister?
I think we're good. Any questions? Any burning questions? Of course, they can reach out to us before the next live. And yeah, next Friday, same time. We're excited.
Yeah. Talking about event, I see Femia made a wee spelling mistake, but the moment I thought event, I'd love some vent with cold air coming in. That'd be sweet. I need to get a fan in here, no doubt about it. So listen, two things. First of all, I want to thank the fucking amazing Zineb. If you're not following her, I'm not going to call you an idiot because that's not nice, but make sure you are following her. Zineb genuinely posts kick-ass content every single freaking day. One of the best creators out there, one of the nicest people to boot. Make sure you're following her. I want to thank all of you. Femia, Amber, Sylvie, Frank, thank you so much. Amber, Femia, Raki, thank you so much. Lisa, thank you for dropping in. Raki again. Carolyn, thank you so much, my friend. Juana, so lovely for you to be here. Daniela, thank you so much for being here as well. There's people that are missing. B-Rocks, of course. Thank you so much, Brian. Catherine, thank you so much. Oana, I completely didn't mean to read you out. Thank you, Oana. Laura, Sylvie, everybody else. Marwan, Laurie, everyone else. Sonal, listen, guys, without you guys, it's useless. This is all about you guys. And listen, I'm just so thankful to have an amazing person to jump on a LinkedIn Live with. So thank you so much to the audience. Thank you so much to you, Zineb. Join us same time, same place next week. Just put it into your calendar now because you know you're going to be coming and you're going to forget. Put it in the calendar now. 5 p.m. Central European Time. That is 11 a.m. Eastern, 10 a.m. Central, and 8 a.m. Pacific Time. If you're in Pacific Time, grab your coffee, come in your pajamas. We don't really care. Come naked for all we care. Just don't ask to come on screen because that's how finally LinkedIn banned me. So please do not do that. But listen, thank you so much, all of you. Z, final words from you, my sister.
I want to just a huge thank you, Darren, for having me. You are an energy machine. Eres una máquina. You're wearing black next week, right? And
time.
thank you. And I hear you'll be dancing next week. That's
oh yes,
you said, right, that you'll be dancing. So yeah,
loads of dancing. Yeah,
and thank you everyone. Thank you everyone for coming in, for dropping your questions, your comments, and have a lovely weekend.
Yeah, listen, as always, simple, just final line from me. Love one another, look out for one another, and don't be a dickhead. Until next week, 5 p.m. Central European Time, 4 p.m. UK, 11 a.m. Eastern, 10 a.m. Central, and 8 a.m. Pacific. It's taken me a year to do this. It really has to get those times. And look at everyone. Thank you so much. Sonal, thank you, my sister. Thank you so much, B-Rocks. Really appreciate you, my friend. Thank you, Maria. Thank you, Maddie. Thank you, everyone, guys. Thank you, Sonal. It has been a riot. Zineb, I am counting down the hours, days, and minutes, not in that order, until we come again live on LinkedIn. All of you have a wonderful weekend. Zineb, you fucking rock. You're a rock star. Thank you, my sister. You are amazing. Thank you to all of you who have spent the last hour plus with us. It never fails to amaze me. And thank you to Pull and Bear for making non-sweat resistant fucking shirts. I need to work on that for next week. All right, guys. Have a wonderful weekend, everyone. Thank you, Zineb. Much love to you, my friend.
Ciao, Darren. Ciao,
Ciao, ciao.
everyone. Ciao, ciao.